Quite an interesting topic. Your applications deserve a backbone, not a bottleneck. And I think the trigger for this topic came from some of the conversations that we were having with few customers of ours, where uh, as workloads are constantly evolving and changing, things that networks that were working brilliantly a few years back suddenly seem to be becoming bottlenecks. Even networks that were running well maybe a month back were becoming bottlenecks sometimes or sometime or the other. Uh, there's been some phenomenal shift in the way networks have been taken to task, I would say, with the emergence of AI. And we'll talk a bit about that in this webinar. I hope to make this worth your while. It should be a end of the hour. Maybe you go back and say it was an hour well spent. We got to understand something. We got to validate something that we are doing, and maybe opening some more thought processes in our minds. So we'll first look at what's happening as far as connectivity is concerned. What are the trends that are shaping the connectivity requirements of the for the hour? How AI is putting very high, grueling demands on the network. Uh, I understand many of you may not be aware about Lightstorm. We are a relatively new company. We are just about 5 years into business. So I'll spend some time explaining about Lightstorm, who we are, uh, and then I'll dive a bit deep into the Wave services portfolio, the 100 gigs and the 10 gig kind of offerings that we have for the enterprise segment. Uh, then there will be some proof of the pudding, where we'll give you a demo of some things that we bring to our customers, and then we can have a question answer session. So it's quite a tight agenda, and we'll cover it well within the timeline that we've scheduled. So we can have more time for questions in case there are many. All right. So. Uh, So let's see, we've all been experiencing the data movement that has been taking shape over the past few years. Uh, the younger ones probably may not be exposed to the server room times when data used to be in private server rooms, right? But yes, people of my generation will identify with this entire movement. Uh, Gone are the days when data was in silos, maybe was sitting in a very decentralized manner across uh, all the branch locations in the server rooms of branches. And then there came the emergence of data center, where we started seeing centralization of data. And then we started seeing some bit of distribution of data when cloud came in. And today with AI, it's again, it's going practically everywhere, right from edge to DC to cloud, and even in the devices that we have, right? So it's a very interesting trajectory, moving from uh, being very decentralized to centralized, and again uh, going everywhere actually. So that's how the data movement has been taking shape. It's been really evolving. What is triggering all of this? When we look at just the India context, cloud in itself, the cloud connectivity is growing at a compounded growth rate of 20% year on year. AI related growth is even higher. It's almost 50%, 46% actually, year on year. So very clearly, excuse me, very clearly it is AI that is triggering a lot of growth that we see. Uh, and what's happening is that you know the amount of data that is being generated just keeps increasing. And business leaders are adopting different technologies, consumers are demanding lot of innovation, and multiple things start coming to the fore. You have the emergence of 5G, which has just opened up data for consumers. IoT, each and every device that we use in our day-to-day lives is today thinking. It has uh, it's processing data, it's sharing data, it's storing data. You have Web3 now getting into Web4, anything as a service, AI, machine language, metaverse, which is poised to completely transform the way uh, we do a lot of our stuff. So, uh, and these will just keep increasing. All these bubbles that we see here are poised to be growing at a very, very rapid pace. So, the amount of data that is generated will keep increasing exponentially. Um, just if we look at one bubble from there, which was AI, right? A few years back, maybe I would say 3 to 4 years back, one input from a user could generate 2x the amount of data at the data center or at the cloud, which was for your processing and some analytics and things like that. Now, with the emergence of AI, there is so much intelligence that is happening and that is available, and there is so much of back-end processing, compute that is happening, that multiplier in just about 4 years' time has grown from 2x to 6x, right? And it is just growing. I mean, more and more AI usage, more and more Gen AI adoption is going to increase that multiplier to from 6x to maybe 7x, 8x, 10x, and beyond. So it's a disproportionately high traffic that is being created in the between the data centers and the cloud locations. That bit of connectivity, the core network, one may say. Again, now you look at the type of workloads. The traffic, it's not that the traffic is also stable. The type of workloads are determining the intensity at which the traffic grows. When you try and train your AI models into for different applications, it creates huge bursts of traffic for that period of time. A new something goes viral. Imagine a new uh, uh, very price competitive phone being launched on a Flipkart or an Amazon.com, and suddenly there is unpredictably high traffic that you see on that path, right? So it's the traffic intensity is not only very high, it's also becoming more seasonal and it's becoming highly unpredictable. And like I mentioned, the core traffic is not concentrated today. It is distributed between data centers, clouds, and edge locations. Now, when you imagine all of this happening as far as the traffic and bandwidth requirement is concerned, the flow of traffic is concerned, and you think about the traditional hub and spoke architectures, the traditional MPLS that used to be deployed and are still deployed in many enterprise networks, they will not be able to evolve with the requirements. This technology was not built for this kind of a requirement. It needs something very different. You cannot have a legacy network that does not adapt, that does not evolve with the digital evolution to be fit for purpose. And businesses will increasingly realize, some of them are already at that point, that if you want to really embrace AI, you want to really digitally transform yourself, you need a network that is very adaptable. It has to be very agile to changing requirements. It should be very elastic so that you can scale it up, scale it down, ensure security, and it has to be fit for the cloud-based future. Otherwise, it is not going to support any organization in fulfilling its digital ambitions, right? So that's where we believe that the bottlenecks uh, are getting created, and let's see how we can ensure that the backbone works in a manner that it's supposed to. Before I get there, like I said, I would like to spend some time, take you through the Lightstorm journey. Many of you may be inquisitive about what Lightstorm is all about. So, Lightstorm basically was a company that was incorporated in India. We uh, in 2019 and 2020 is when we got our telecom license. Uh, Lightstorm is invested by a US-based PE firm. It's an infrastructure-heavy firm called I Squared Capital, a very large firm with almost 35 billion odd dollars of assets that they manage across 55 companies, 60 countries, and from a digital infrastructure perspective, there are a few companies that they have invested in, companies that are into uh, data centers, that are into cloud managed services, telecom companies, and of course Lightstorm. Uh, Lightstorm is while we started our operations in India, we also have our company in Indonesia where we have fiber assets. We also operate subsea cable networks, and the Lightstorm global entity is headquartered in Singapore. So, uh, so Lightstorm as an organization, we saw this emerging gap in the market where, like I said, we realized that legacy networks will not be able to service requirements of the future. And the sort of networks that you need between data centers, clouds, and where all your key workloads are installed are very different from networks that you need for your branch access, right? And that's where Lightstorm uh, is trying to bridge that market gap. We only focus on connecting data centers and connecting cloud locations. We do not have our network across for the last mile or the branch access, right? If at all some customer requires a branch access, then we take last mile from one of the telcos with whom we have arrangements and provide that. But because we are very focused, that's the reason why our network is designed in the way we've done it, and that's the reason we are able to deliver on the SLAs that we promise our customers. So we have a data center and cloud connectivity fabric across India and Asia Pacific. We call it fabric because it's an interconnected network which is connecting multiples of data centers and clouds, more like a fabric. And we pride on the software capabilities that we have. What we've done is we've integrated all the clouds and data centers using API integration, and we deliver services to customers in a network as a service fashion. So it's an on-demand connectivity that customers enjoy, and they can deploy a virtual circuit connecting a DC to DC or DC to cloud or anything in a matter of minutes. Uh, as part of this webinar, we will also showcase a demo where you can see this actually in action, right? Okay. So when we started our operations in 2020, 21 is when we implemented our first network. 2020 is when we got our first order. We were doing cloud creation, which is essentially the portion that you see on the left. Uh, we started by building digital information highways or backbones for hyperscale customers like Meta, customers like Microsoft, Google, Amazon, etc. Now, these networks are, multiples of 100 gigabits networks extending to terabits of capacity, which are with very high availability, very low latency, easy to scale, ultra reliable networks, right? This is our SmartNet network, as we call it. And then we extended the SmartNet network by creating a IP network or a layer 2 network on top of SmartNet. Uh, and we deliver services to enterprises, which is enabling enterprises for the cloud using a network as a service model, which is Polarin, right? Polarin is something that we will be showcasing to you, as I mentioned. It's an on-demand connectivity, entirely self-serve. It is very easy to create your own network in real time, and very commercial. And commercially, it's very flexible in terms of pricing. So, what is special about the SmartNet network, and why we take pride in saying that we offer highest uptime, lowest latencies, right? Uh, let's look at the traditional network, right? Which is where I am having my screen. Now here, if you look at the long haul network or NLD network, as we call in India, right? Uh, Imagine this is a Delhi and this is a Mumbai, right? And we have established some underground cable connectivity here, which is a legacy telco network. And because the telco has obligations that they have to ensure X percentage of the country is covered, typically 90-95%, so many business clusters are covered, everything, they will definitely have hops in the middle, a hop in probably in Gujarat, something in Rajasthan, something in Haryana, reaching up to Delhi. Okay. And so what happens is that these hops that are there, they actually slow down the network to that extent, because you are taking your fiber here, you are probably splicing it or routing it somewhere, and then further enhancing it, taking it along the path that you have designed. So you definitely do lose some speed, some momentum while you cross this. Secondly, even when you look at the metro network or the access network, as we may call it, they are typically ring architectures, because ring architectures are very good to provide coverage, right? But then, is it fit for purpose when I look at data center connectivity? Probably not. And that's where the SmartNet network comes into play. So what we do differently is that our long haul network is on OPGW cables or on utility cables, as you may call it, where the power transmission lines are laying across those lines is where we have our network. So it's overhead, right? But it's along high tension cables. So chances of cable cuts or deliberate cutting of cables is minimized. Secondly, these paths are highly linear. They don't crisscross too much, because they have very good right of way. So we are able to go along the shortest path. Thirdly, unlike a typical telco, we don't have obligations to pull networks across multiple cities. So we don't have hops within our network. At best, there could be boosters. That's about it. So because of this, what we are able to do is we are able to offer very low latency. The round trip delay is the least on our network. We are able to offer very high uptimes, right? Uh, uh, I don't know, this video is not playing, unfortunately, but again, when it comes to the metro network, let me try and go back to this screen. Okay, so maybe then, yeah, screen. So when it comes to the metro network, we don't do ring architectures like this. What we do is we call it leaf and spine architecture. So what happens is every data center is connected through a point-to-point circuit to other data center through at least three paths. So that gives us very high uptime. right? So that's the benefit of SmartNet. A legacy uptime of 99.5%. When you move to Lightstorm SmartNet network, we commit an uptime of 99.9%. Now, you either call it a 0.4% increase in uptime, or you call it a 80% reduction in downtime. And IT leaders, network infra managers who invest in manpower, resources, time, effort, money, all to ensure that this downtime is managed well. Imagine if this downtime were to go down by 80%, if it were to reduce by 80%. Imagine the savings, imagine the use that those resources could be put to. Similarly, the latency reduces by up to 30%. Again, brings in a lot of efficiency in the way we do business when latency reduces. So in terms of numbers, as I said, we operate very high capacity network. Although it's less than 5 years old, we are already running at 1500 terabits of capacity today. We have terrestrial fiber of 30,000 kilometers, subsea fiber of 24K. There is subsea capacity that is deployed. Between India and global, overall 250 plus data centers are connected, including some partner data centers. Less than 1 milliseconds of latency within metro. So these are all the benefits that Lightstorm is bringing to the table. Okay, so I mentioned about SmartNet, right, which is our underlying network. It is a very high bandwidth network, multiples of 100 gigs of traffic. Uh, on top of SmartNet, what we have is an intelligent platform, Polarin, which is a customer self-service platform, wherein we do real-time delivery of services. Um, and the consumption model is what is referred to as network as a service. Network as a service brings a lot of benefits, which I will articulate in the following slides. Okay, so so the flagship Wave product that we have on the Polarin portfolio is called Polarin DCI Wave. This is data center interconnect wave. These are connectivities that are in multiples of 10 Gbps. This is very popular amongst mid to large sized enterprises. 100 gig is primarily used for very, very large enterprise customers, but this is most common amongst the other set of enterprise customers, the multiples of 10 gig wave connections. This is industry's first network as a service for an optical network. And when I say industry, I am referring to global. So globally, no other telecom service provider has been able to offer optical connections on a network as a service model, right? And when I say network as a service, what do I mean? It's a zero touch, on demand uh, service which is delivered in a time span of less than 15 minutes. Imagine a 10 gig layer 1 optical connection being delivered in less than 15 minutes, right? So that's the proposition that we bring to the table. And and what it does is that it suddenly makes the question of bottleneck really redundant, because now you say that, okay, is this going to be a bottleneck for me? Okay, I have, let's say, 15 minutes and I can add another 10 gig to this particular connectivity, and you have it there and there. So it scales very easily. It is configured at a super fast pace, and the visibility and the monitoring services also that we offer are very unique. So like I said, service turns up in less than 10 minutes. Uh, Being an optical service, transport medium is DWDM, scales in multiples of 10 gigs. In terms of visibility, we have our performance dashboard shows uptime, which is common. Everyone shows uptime. But who shows you flaps? Number of flaps on a layer 1 network. No other service provider shows that or even claims that it will be a near zero flap network. Very few service providers will show latency on an ongoing basis, right? And as I said, SLA is 99.9%. This product currently is available across 65 plus data centers in India. And in about 2 months' time, we are going to extend this capability to our global data centers as well. Okay, let's see a typical customer journey. When you would, for instance, order a layer one network, right? Uh, if you would have Polarin, then probably you will sign up in just 2 clicks and in a minute or so. Otherwise, it would take you a day's time to do a sign up with a service provider. The onboarding process itself may take you about a week because there will be documentation, validation, signature, photograph, multiple other things. With Polarin, you just have to upload a few things, and in 4 clicks, you are done with the onboarding, right? The buy journey itself, can be very time consuming in a legacy organization due to all the regulatory reasons. I'm not saying we bypass regulatory, but we do it on an online basis. So there again, in 3 clicks, you are through. And the provisioning and delivery time, which used to take a few weeks, is now done within 10 minutes. So practically speaking, in 15-20 minutes, a layer 0 or a layer 1 circuit is virtually up and running. So what are we saying? How does Polarin DCI Wave change your life? Let's look at speed. You move from long lead times of a few weeks to months to real-time provisioning in a matter of minutes. You move from very limited visibility, typically just uptime is what you get, to full visibility that not only includes uptime, but also latency, flaps, complaint management, past tickets, history, much more. The network is designed to give you 99.5% SLA in a legacy environment, but we go on the extreme availability of 99.9%. Uh, Traditional networks are quite rigid, unable to accommodate growth. They require feasibilities to be done multiple number of times when you want to scale, and then it takes again that entire process. But here we are scalable. We can scale in multiples of 10 gigs. The reason we say that we have so much bandwidth at our disposal is because one fundamental difference you need to understand. Uh, Lightstorm network was created to serve hyperscale customers, the likes of Amazon, Microsoft, Meta, etc., right, who require terabits of traffic. And using that network, we are serving requirements of our enterprise customers. So, so the base is very big, right? Versus if you look at a typical telecom organization, the networks are built to serve consumers, mobile customers, home broadband, mobile data, 3G, 4G, 5G, right? And then you are trying to upscale that network to service enterprise requirements. So you are actually growing that network, whereas in Lightstorm, it's the other way around. That's why we always have bandwidth available at our disposal, and we can very easily give bandwidth on demand whenever needed. And of course, it is easy to use not only for customers but also for the internal folks, the operations guys. Gone are the days when coding had to be done for everything, emails, phone calls needed to be made. Everything is on a self-service model. It's not only for you customers, it's also internal. We just open our respective templates on the portal and we do our stuff. So I think I've said enough. I hope I have been able to evoke some interest, and many of you may be keen to actually see how the platform is functioning, right? So What I will do is I would like to invite our product manager, Manoj Swain, who is on the call to take us all through the platform demo. Manoj, I'll request you
Sure.
to please share your screen and present the platform demo.
Sure. Thanks, Mitesh. I hope my screen is up.
Yes,
All right. So this is all putting the theory into practicals. So this is our NAS platform. I'm just logging into the platform. All right. So once a customer is onboarded with us, he gets the login credentials,
Sorry to
and
interrupt, sir, but your voice is breaking a lot. There's a glitch in the voice.
okay,
Manoj, maybe you can remove the
sure.
headphone and try it directly.
Is it better?
Uh, no, sir.
Not much, but we can make out what you're saying. So
Yeah.
carry on.
Is it audible now?
Yes, Manoj, carry on.
Okay, great. So as you can see, this is our login screen. You see who your account manager is on.
So sorry, sir, again to interrupt, but your voice is not clear. We are
Okay,
unable
Manoj,
to
you can
understand.
do one thing. You go on mute, okay,
Okay,
and I will talk it through. You can do the demo.
okay.
Okay, so what we see here is, the dashboard has opened up where you see all the circuits that are live for this particular customer. There are 6 circuits of 10 gig and 1 circuit of 100 gig. Uh, if Manoj, you can scroll down, you can see all the circuits in a visual manner also, where which circuit is connecting. Okay, now, yeah, so there are 10 data centers which that we have in Delhi, and you can keep double clicking and get more and more information. But I think Manoj, yeah, in the interest of time, maybe we can start by showcasing, uh, how a new connectivity is established. Okay, so he's now applying for a new service. It's a dedicated connection. He will now select the 2 cities which he wants to connect. Let's say it's MB1, MB2 in Mumbai, that's Equinix, connecting to Yota in Noida. Okay. So 1 circuit, as I said, corresponds to 10 gig. So that's 1 circuit that he's selected, and he selected the tenure as 3 years. Now we'll put some name to the service. This is just basically for your own identification, when you create the service, and you can see it on the portal. Cross connect is something that we encourage our customers to do it themselves, because rather than coming through us, because we are also dependent on third party for that. But we can do a cross connect if that is needed. Okay. You see 2 versions of reporting here: standard reporting and platinum reporting. So Platinum reporting gives you enhanced reporting functionalities, like the historical data is available for a much longer period compared to standard report. Plus, uh, functionalities like flaps, latency, those additional enhanced level of visibility features you get with the platinum flavor. Manoj, you've not chosen the, yeah, okay, platinum. Okay, he's adding the service now. Now it shows him a payment that he needs to make. And that's the payment screen. Is going to the next screen where he'll have to upload the purchase order and things like that. Yeah, he can view his quotation. He can download the quotation on this page. Yeah, go next, Manoj. Okay. Now you have to, enter purchase order details along with uploading of a purchase order. For the sake of this demo, we'll just enter any random stuff. And he'll upload some document. Not to say that anything and everything will work, because it goes for validation after the link is made live. Okay, so he's uploaded a purchase order document. Um, he'll confirm the details. He'll select the terms and conditions. And he will initiate provisioning of the service. Okay. Now, as I mentioned, service provisioning would take a few minutes of time. In the meanwhile, Manoj, while the service goes up, I will continue with my topic, and we'll come back to you in some time. Okay. Can you show the status right now? It should be under awaiting deployment so that the audience is clear on that. Yeah, scroll down. Yeah, see, the circuit is awaiting deployment. And let me share my screen. In the meanwhile, uh, so what would be happening at the back end, when we see services getting provisioned, and what makes it different? Why only 10 minutes? So what happens is that in a normal scenario, there would be a human resource who would have to go to both these data centers and do the cables patching, right, to initiate the connectivity, to complete the connectivity and start the service. In our case, what we've done is, because as Polarin, we are obsessed with instant connectivity. What we've done is we've installed a capability that we call robotic arms at all the data centers, which, without any human intervention, through smart hardware, we managed to do the optical circuit patching at the data centers. So that's why it's a zero touch service, and that's the reason we are able to do it in super quick time. Okay, so yeah, so this is just showing you some of the visibility features. As you can see, this is the latency that we are showcasing, and you can see it time by time. There are various views, time, hour, sorry, by the day, by the month, etc. You can see it. Similarly, availability. Uh, then this screen is about the count of flaps. And as you can see on this particular day, July 16th, there has been one instance where we recorded some flaps on the network, right? So we show this, it's absolutely transparent. We don't have anything to hide. We show it openly to all our customers because we are very confident of our network. Uh, there is one open ticket on the day, and the availability, as you can see, for the month was 100%. So these are some of the dashboard views that I wanted to show. Uh, Happy customers are always good for business, and we have some very big logos of customers who've been very generous to give us uh, their references. They are a source of inspiration and give a lot of credibility to what we've been doing. These are some of the enterprise logos that are using our data center and cloud connectivity services across sectors, from banking, financial services to media entertainment, IT, ITES, uh, and service providers like CDN, data center providers, even carriers. So a lot of carrier customers you see here who also use Lightstorm to strengthen their own backbone, right? So a carrier taking our service to improve their backbone and strengthen their backbone is credibility in itself. Uh, lot of awards that we've won, in our journey, right from, and these are all very, very credible awards. Uh, ET Telecom rated us as the network transformation provider for this year, and that's a direction that we are also taking when I am discussing this topic with you on the webinar, how we are able to transform enterprise networks. Infrastructure initiative by Asian Telecom Awards. Most innovative product, that was the Polarin DCI Wave that Manoj was showcasing. We got that award from Twimbit. Again, business excellence, open innovation catalyst. That's a TM Forum Award, World Communication Award, and uh, Aegis Graham Bell Awards. This Aegis Graham Bell Awards is also a very well-known award, which is given for really innovative products. If some of you have been through the grind for Aegis Graham Bell Awards, you'll know the stringent criteria that they follow. And again, Polarin DCI Wave was the product for which uh, we got this award as well. There are some industry white papers which highlight how we are able to do the nassifying of the optical layer. So we'll share these links with you as well. Go through it if you are interested. It will give you some technical insights also. How exactly do we do network as a service? We don't hide it. We are open to share, and it has been very detailed coverage from STL partners. What I'll do now is stop share and go back to my friend Manoj to see. Yeah, you're still under provisioning. Okay, can you refresh? All right. So what we'll do is, while this circuit is getting provisioned, uh, we'll open the floor for questions. What are the main technology pillars behind Lightstorm's promise of higher uptime and ultra low latency? Okay, so thanks for the question, Ajit. Uh, you know, the promise of higher uptime and ultra low latency basically comes from the way we have architected our network. And you would recollect in my presentation, I had mentioned about how we are using OPGW cables across high tension power transmission lines to carry our traffic from one city to another city. That actually gives us very high uptime and very low latency because there are very few hops in the middle. Uh, this factor actually differentiates us in the market. So it's not much of technology, I would say. It's more around innovative thinking and finding the means to solve the problem actually. Uh, that's the key differentiator. How is it possible to give such large bandwidth in less than 10 minutes? Don't we need compatible hardwares? Yes, we do need compatible hardwares, but like I mentioned, the Lightstorm network basically was created, and our primary set of customers are hyperscaler customers. So we pick up a lot of orders which demand multiples of terabits of bandwidth that we have to give them, right? And when we have such large customers whom we are servicing today, then the bandwidth is really available at our disposal. So we are able to upgrade bandwidths and give large bandwidths very easily. How does Lightstorm's centralized real-time dashboard improve network visibility? Yeah, so I think the answer is in the question, Ajit. Uh, See, because it's real-time dashboard and you are getting visibility of not only uptime, but also things like flaps and things like latency. You can actually uh, take decisions around your around future proofing your network. So if your application demands latency of let's say less than 25 milliseconds, and you consistently see that Lightstorm is giving you 20 milliseconds of latency, still maybe that application is failing sometime, right? Then maybe it's a trigger to check with the secondary service provider, because normally enterprises do take redundant links, right? With the secondary service provider, that brother, what is the latency that I am seeing on your network, right? And then you can optimize it the way you want. In fact, if you want to plan your network, look at the latency, go to our website polarin.lightstorm.net, scroll down, you select two data centers, and on the website itself will tell you what is the latency between those two data centers. So that's again, as I said, a parameter we are proud of, and we are very transparent in sharing it openly. Devendra Sawant has a question. How are routes optimized to ensure low latency between DC and multiple cloud availability zones? Okay, this is very interesting. Um, so cloud in itself is a very complicated deployment, right? But I didn't touch upon cloud because we were mostly talking about the backbone layer one networks in this webinar, Devendra. But what we do is we deploy a virtual router, okay, when it comes to doing multi-cloud connectivity. And let's say you have a data center in let's say a cloud on-ramp in Mumbai, another cloud on-ramp in Mumbai, third one, let's say you have in Hyderabad, right? And you are and your data center, let's say, is in some other location, let's say Bangalore, right? Traditionally what used to happen is all your clouds used to connect to the data center in Bangalore, and then Bangalore would become your bottleneck. It would decide on the latency that you are going to get for cloud to cloud, correct? What we do is we create a virtual router in a data center in Mumbai for this kind of requirement. Okay. And because it's virtual router, I can practically do it in any data center. And then what would happen is your cloud traffic movement from one cloud in Mumbai to another cloud in Mumbai only, let's say, will happen through that virtual router. So the latency in this case will reduce from roughly 20 milliseconds to less than 1 millisecond. Right, it's a little technical, but I think since you asked the question, you may be facing that challenge, so you may have got the uh, response also. Rinkesh, protocols used for leaf spine, MPLS. Yes, it's MPLS, it's BGP routing. Can you explain how Lightstorm provides end-to-end visibility into network traffic, traffic optimization? What are capabilities currently in place? What future plans are there to enhance integrations with third-party monitoring tools? Okay, so we have actually invested in one, reserving lot of bandwidth, and two, investing in equipment, right? To give you these kind of visibilities. It doesn't come for free, and that's why that's a platinum plan, right? What future plans are there to enhance observability? That's something that we are already working on, Devendra, and there are some enhancements in our observability that will be announced in the coming months. So I cannot reveal much about it, but integration with third-party monitoring tools, yes, it's there. And like I said, Polarin is a self-care platform. We can also give you open APIs, which if you as an enterprise are investing in third-party monitoring tools, you can absorb those APIs, integrate them in your third-party monitoring tools, and all these dashboards you can see in your own third-party tool itself. Okay, so the game is entirely about sharing of APIs. How it differs from ISO multi-cloud connectivity. See, ISO is basically, if I'm not wrong, it uses a lot of broadband related stuff, a lot of third-party tie-ups that TCL does, who provides ISO. That comes under the ISO brand. So multi-cloud connectivity is, as such, it's very similar, but like I said, we offer the option of virtual router. We do multi-cloud connectivity in real time. Again, imagine a complex multi-cloud network, and here I am, promising you that I can create a multi-cloud network for you using Polarin platform. You can do it yourself rather in less than 5 minutes. And because it is so flexible, if you are truly deep into cloud, you will realize that there are lot of permutation combinations on the cloud connectivity if you want a very resilient cloud architecture, right? So you have to do connect multiple cloud on ramps, multiple regions if you want 99.9% uptime or so. So it becomes very complicated and challenging to create such a network using legacy method of connectivity. You need something that is software defined, self-help, a portal kind of a thing to help you do that. So we do it very easily. Do you support burstable bandwidth option? Yes, we do, Ashok. Our entire bandwidth is, we call it elastic bandwidth. Just keep stretching it; it won't break. Is the moderator back? In case there are any other questions that I may have missed, let me see if there's anything on chat.
And Mitesh, the provisioning has also got completed.
Oh, okay, great, Manoj. I sorry, for a moment I forgot about you here. Okay, guys. So provisioning initiated, task successful. I think we are at the end of our session also.
Right.
Okay. Protection mechanism Lightstorm build for NLD is on one CNO or two CNO model. Sorry, Devashish, I don't understand this.
He's asking 2 cut not out, 3 cut not out, I believe. Fiber cuts.
Oh, that is 2 cuts not out. Polarin is only for long haul, or you have platform for IPLC also? We have we are going to do IPLC also on Polarin. It's just about a month away. I think that's all the time that we have for now. We've hit our 1 hour mark. So again, I would like to conclude by saying thank you. Thanks a lot for taking time out and joining this webinar.
Thank you so much, sir. That was a wonderful question and answer round, and very well initiated everything. So I'll move ahead, and I'll announce the winner for the question and answer session, Mr. Ajit Joel. Mr. Ajit Joel. Oh, congratulations so much, sir. Now moving ahead, we'll just do a quick spin the wheel session, and this will be oh, wow, we have our first winner, Jayendra, Mr. Jayendra. We'll spin again. Mr. Himanshu Tosar. Great. One more time. Wow, our third winner is Mr. Satnarayan Patel. That's great. It was a great session, and with insight from an expert on discovering how to turn bottlenecks into backbones with Lightstorm DC Wave. A big thank you to our speaker, Mr. Mitesh, Mr. Manoj, and all the attendees who joined in and made the session amazing. Thank you everyone for joining in. This webinar session is also available on our YouTube channel. I'll request everyone to take the feedback and share your valuable feedback with us by scanning the code. This is Survi Sahai signing off for the day. Thank you and have a great day.